let's talk about my least favorite trope and the books I love that go along with them. What's going on, you guys? My name is Megan. Welcome to this past romance, and today's video is a little bit different, coming at you a little bit early, but it is in collaboration with two of my very best friends, Izzy from HappyForNow and Temecka from Temecka's Library. And today we're going to be talking about tropes I hate but books I love. And I'm so honored that they asked me after I pretended to be really upset that they did not ask me, until someone said, "May, do you want to do it?" Yes, thank you. So the first trope that I want to talk about is the billionaire trope. I hate billionaire books. I really do. I don't know why. You'd think I would like them. You would. I love celebrities. I don't like billionaires. Like, I don't like when that's a trope. But I actually recently read Tease by Melanie Harlow. This book follows Felicity and Hutton. Not only is Hutton a billionaire, but it involves a fake engagement, a high school reunion, and a lot of anxiety. And I think that's why I enjoyed it so much. Felicity's reasonings for calling Hutton her fiance when he was just her best friend, like all through high school, they went to high school together, and people were kind of mean to Hutton. He ends up being a billionaire through, I think, crypto is the reason. But it's really good, and I think that it is one of the billionaire books that is really well done. Second trope that I really don't like, and I think it's really hard to do well, is single parent. But the single parent book that I really enjoy is Back in the Game by Meghan Quinn. This book follows Calder and Rachel. It is a single dad hockey romance. It also fits a second category of book that I really don't enjoy, and that is insta love. But it is a very short novella, so it kind of had to be insta love, which I totally understand. But Calder has a daughter, and they are at this restaurant, and she has Calder dressed up like a fairy princess, and Rachel, they like meet going to the restroom or something, and it's kind of instant love. Like, this man loves his child so much. It's very sweet. It is very sweet. It is also, I mean, he plays hockey. I love a sports romance, and Meghan Quinn does sports romances really, really well. A very shocking, I think, trope that I don't enjoy is knife play. I'm not big on knife play. Blood play, gunplay, anything like that, I'm not big on it. I really did not enjoy Lilith Vincent. I did not enjoy the First Comes Blood book. I did not read the second one, and I did not read the third one, and I do not plan on going back and picking those up. I hated the first one. I hated it. And hate's a strong word. I did not enjoy it. I was miserable the whole time, but I finished it. However, and this will come as a shock to absolutely zero people that have ever heard me talk about this on this channel or anyone else's channel, The Dark One by Nikki St. Crowe. There is a scene in the second Darling book. What is she calling it? We're gonna call them the Darling books, because I don't remember off the top of my head. But, you know, there's the Never King, the Vicious One, and then Their Vicious Darling is the third book that comes out in September. And I've already read the first chapter, because Nikki St. Crowe is an angel, and I love her. But in the Dark One vein, finally kind of comes around to Winnie, and it's like, you want this? You sure you want this? And he needs that knife play to get off. And Nikki St. Crowe, I just don't think she does anything wrong. And I am bummed it was announced this week that she is not going to be at Authors in the Bluegrass anymore. I'm very bummed. I'm so upset. I was so excited. And that's why you can't get your hopes up, folks. The fourth trope that I do not like is motorcycle clubs. I don't enjoy motorcycle clubs. And, like, I thought that I did. But after reading several other motorcycle club books, I learned that it was really just the motorcycle club series by Tillie Cole that I enjoy. Very specifically is It Ain't Me Babe by Tillie Cole. This is the first book in the Hades Hangman series. There are like 8 books. My mom is harassing me because Tillie Cole set up for another book, and Tillie Cole has not released another book, and I can't get my mom to understand that Tillie Cole has a bazillion other books that are just as good she could read. She just wants the next book in the Hades Hangman series. So Tillie Cole, if you ever see this for some reason, my mother needs you to write the next book in the Hades Hangman series. And for my sanity, I also need it, because she's driving me bananas. But It Ain't Me Babe by Tillie Cole follows Styx and May. And this book has a lot that I really enjoy in it. May is from a religious cult, and Styx kind of saves her, almost. Styx is mute. He doesn't really speak. They call him the Hangman's mute. He has a hard time getting his words out when he does speak. So he can only talk to his best friend. And May was in this religious cult, and when they were little children, like 8 and 9 or 9 and 10, something like that, May ends up running to the fence line of the cult, like the compound that she lived in. Think like Waco almost. It's kind of how I picture the place that the cult that she lived in. So she runs to the fence line. She's like 9, 8 or 9, and Styx is there with his dad and his best friend's dad and his best friend, and he is standing watch because he's mute. So he's very silent, and they see each other, and Styx ends up being her first kiss. But she ends up leaving the religious cult and gets the shit beat out of her. She absolutely gets the shit beat out of her and gets dropped behind a dumpster. Styx and his men find her, or Styx's men find her and bring her in. I don't necessarily remember how that part went down, but Styx kind of pretty quickly figures out who she is. And this book is, my note here says this book is a wild ride, and I loved every second of it, and that is the truth. It is a wild ride. And it does what a lot of motorcycle books do that I don't really enjoy, in that it delves into kind of the hierarchy of the motorcycle club. And I feel like each book just got a little bit more twisted in one of the main characters. So like in the second book, the female main character needed a lot of psychological help, whereas in the third book it is the male main character that needs a lot of psychological help. The third book, if anyone is curious, is Mama Romance's favorite, and I have not finished it because it is intense. It's hard, and you have to be in a really good headspace to read that book. So I mean, there's all kinds of trigger warnings for motorcycle club books. There's all kinds of trigger warnings for It Ain't Me Babe. But if you can handle it, It Ain't Me Babe is a fantastic book. It is so good. And like when my mom told me that she had read it, she was like, "You're gonna think this is weird." And she starts telling me about it, and I was like, "Are you talking about It Ain't Me Babe, the Hades Hangman books?" And she was like, "Yes." And I was like, "I have read the first one, and they are amazing." That was really rambly, but I love the Hades Hangman series by Tillie Cole. I love a lot of Tillie Cole books that are very dark. I think she does dark well, and she does dark in such a way that I can handle it, because you guys know me, I'm not a huge dark romance reader, but there are times and there are days and there are ways that I can handle it, and Tillie Cole, I think she does really well. And finally, the last trope I want to talk about that I don't 100% enjoy, but there is a book that does it, and that is the marriage and trouble trope. Couple books that I love that can go on this list, but the first book that came to mind was the Bromance Book Club by Lyssa K. Adams. I love this book. I love this book series. I love Gavin and Thea. I love Gavin and Thea. Gavin has a speech impediment. He's also a currently super famous baseball player. in that moment. He had just had the game of his life. And after the game, he and his wife are participating in some adult extracurricular activities, and he finally makes her finish. And in that moment, his entire world crashes down around him because he realizes his wife has been faking her finishes their entire marriage. This book has a lot of other tropes in it too. Gavin and Thea accidentally get pregnant like 3 months into their relationship and kind of hurry and get married because it's like the right thing to do. Gavin finds out Thea is faking her orgasms. It's just a world crumbling scenario. If you've been around for a long time, you know that I struggle with series, especially longer series of books. Most of the series I've read have been like a duology, a trilogy kind of deal. I don't necessarily follow them once they get deeper than that, because then I have a hard time in my brain like piecing the books and the people. But the Bromance Book Club is the first book in the Bromance Book Club series by Lyssa K. Adams. There are 4 books out right now. I have read all 4 of them, and I love all 4 of them. Except for book 3, but that's another story. But I read book 3. I enjoyed it. It's just my least favorite of the books that are out right now. Book 5 comes out in November, and I cannot wait. Lyssa K. Adams is going to be at a Polycon this week, and if I can get my hands on that book, it's coming home with me, because it is a rock star, or it's a country music star romance. It's a celebrity romance. And Gavin ends up becoming part of the Bromance Book Club, which is just this club in like Nashville with all of these like guys who have all this money, and they're like music stars and athletes and like CEOs, and they own these fancy bars and clubs and stuff, and they just all meet and read these books and use romance books to make themselves better partners for the women in their lives and better understand the women in their lives and kind of what they want. And each book follows a trope. But like Gavin and Thea, they were a marriage in trouble, and because they were a marriage in trouble, the Bromance Book Club made him read a book where the marriage was in trouble to help him better understand what was happening and better understand, kind of give him an idea of what to do to make it better. And I just thoroughly enjoy these books so much. I made my mom read them. I read the first 2, got my mom to read them. This was Thanksgiving year before last. I don't think this was last Thanksgiving, like 2021. I'm pretty sure it's Thanksgiving 2020. Might have been 2021, but I'm pretty sure it's 2020. And she ended up blowing past me. I read the first 2, told my mom she needed to read them. She bought them because when there's a book my mom wants to read, money is no object. And she bought them, and she read all 3 that were out at the time, and then harassed me until I found out more information about the 4th one. I read the Russians book the day it came out. The Russians, my favorite character in these book series, and I thoroughly enjoy them. I really love these books. And yeah, if you haven't checked out Bromance Book Club by Lyssa K. Adams, I highly recommend you do it, because they're really good books. So that's it for me. That is 5 tropes, 5 books in tropes that I hate with books I love. And I even went so far as to give you guys character names. And if you've been around for any length of time, I usually don't know character names and just kind of go like this. But Izzy made me start using Evernote. And so now I take the time to go look at names. I feel more put together when I can look at names. So all that being said, Temecka and Izzy, thank you for doing this with me. Next time you think about doing a collab series and not including me, I will punch both of you in the face. Because you tried and you failed. Because you decided to talk about it in our group chat. And I said, why am I not included in this list? Then it got down to like the end and they were like, do you want to do this? I'm like, I should have said no. But I didn't because I love them. But the point of all this is to say that I'm very honored to have been part of this. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope you found a new book that you love. Normally I would tell you that I'll catch you on Monday, but this video is going up on Sunday, which throws off my schedule. The next video you will see is like between Tuesday and Thursday, and it will be my Polycon vlog. So I will catch you guys in my next one, which will be the Polycon vlog, and I can't wait. So until next time, y'all, be good to yourselves, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later. Bye everyone.